Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Rodgers. I am a one-star platinum with Fantastic Voyagers, which is part of Rising Tide. Today, to start off our Q&A, I'm going to go ahead and call a client that called me earlier this morning. She wanted to do some traveling that doesn't require a passport, and she found me organically through Facebook. So I don't know this person. I've never spoken to them. I did text them and let them know that I am going to be calling. So cross your fingers that they pick up, and we can go ahead and you guys can listen in on how I do my phone consults, okay?
Hello.
Hey, Chris, how are you? This is Sarah Rodgers.
Hi, how are you? It's Carissa, by the way.
Carissa, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
My voicemail broke out when I was listening, so I got Chris.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Sorry about that.
No problem.
So I got your message. I know that you're wanting to travel. Looks like you don't want to go anywhere that requires a passport. So we definitely have a couple options for you. I just kind of wanted to get on the phone and chat a little bit more about when you're looking to travel, who's going to be traveling with you, and kind of get all those details from you.
Okay, so like I said, we don't have our passports. We're going to go get them, but then since COVID, they say it's going to take like an extended amount of time, so we just haven't done that. So we're looking. I mean, we're kind of open to anywhere, sort of. But it's going to be me and my husband, and then my 3 kids. It's 5, 8, and 15 are their ages.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, and when are you guys looking to travel?
Well, to be honest, sooner rather than later.
Okay. So like this month or in April?
Yeah, any time really. The kids' spring break is coming up in 2 weeks, I believe.
2 weeks. Yeah, it's usually like the end of March, right then where I think it's I know some of the kids are doing spring break, I think the last week of March.
Okay. Yeah, so like maybe like that would be a good time. We've never used a travel agent, to be honest.
Yeah.
I usually do it all myself. And I was looking up stuff, and
it's a little overwhelming in the post-COVID era, right?
Very, yeah. So I'm like trying to figure out, like, can we even like travel there right now?
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking because my grandma lived in Kauai for 10 years, so I'm like, I would love to go back there.
Okay.
And the places that I was looking up is like the Princeville Hotel, and I believe it's I don't know if it's a Hyatt or
one of those like big chains, like a Hyatt or a Marriott.
Yeah. So, but I don't know the travel restrictions. So it was kind of like I was trying to read through it as I was looking it up yesterday, but it was just very confusing.
Yeah, well, a lot of it's like if you got to read like the timestamps on the news articles or whatever to make sure that you're looking at the latest ones. So some of the places that you can go to, Hawaii is definitely going to be open. You obviously don't need a passport because that's domestic travel. You can do Puerto Rico if you want to do something like that. But based off your phone number, I'm going to assume that you're probably pretty local to me. I'm up here in Marietta, California.
Yeah, I'm in Menifee.
Oh, okay. So you're literally right down the road. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, if you wanted to do, San Diego Airport, I would definitely probably recommend Hawaii over Puerto Rico, just because I know Puerto Rico is going to be cheaper to fly out of LAX.
Okay, and I don't mind that. That's not a huge deal because I'm like very thrifty, I guess you could say. So I'm like the least amount of money I could spend on a vacation for all 5 of us, the better. Perfect. And I was looking up some stuff, but it's very weary. Like I don't necessarily know if it's like a scam or whatever, but I was finding some vacations. I don't know if it was like the Maldives or.
Maldives can be pretty expensive, and I don't know if they're open. I would have to double check.
But I was just, you know, looking,
Yeah.
and I saw that, and it didn't include flights or anything, but it was like four nights, 5 days. It came out to like 26 something, which I was like, that was kind of low.
Yeah,
So,
for a family of 5.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. I don't blame you. So a lot of the times people would put together those packages. They typically, and of course I can't speak for everybody because I don't know for certain, but I know a lot of those advertisements typically are like timeshare deals. So they'll get you in on a good price point. And then when you talk to them, they're like, oh, you have to go there and watch a video or a presentation.
Yeah.
And
we've actually done that.
Okay.
Once,
Yeah.
In Vegas actually. And it was fine, but it took up a lot of our time.
Yeah. So definitely using me. I don't require any of that. I don't cost anything to you guys. The vendors kind of bid for my business, and so it's my job to look after my clients and kind of be your travel advisors, and just kind of work for you. So my whole purpose is to make sure that I get you a vacation that you love. So whatever it is that you want, I want to make sure that I can go ahead and get that for you. So I have no qualms about any requirements or any kind of preferences that you guys have. The more descriptive that you can be with me for that is going to be better, so that I can make sure that I'm finding something that's going to be absolutely perfect for what you guys are wanting to do.
Okay.
So if you're wanting to go the Kauai route, do you guys, that Princeville Hotel, I can definitely look up stuff that's comparable to that and also get pricing for that as well. What kind of room type do you guys like? I'm assuming with the family 5, you definitely are doing 2 beds.
Yeah, so that's kind of it's like a gray area too. I've come to find out it's like some people are like, oh, if you have more than 4, you have to have 2 rooms.
Yes.
Or you have to have like a bigger suite to accommodate the 5, even though my son's only 5.
I know.
So preferably 2 beds with you know, some will come with like a pull-out bed, so then we're able to be in one room.
Yep.
If not, then we can go to like a smaller suite type to fit all of us.
Okay, no worries. And then what kind of room types do you guys like? Like, are you gonna want something that's like an ocean view, or are you just want to do like a resort view?
Yeah, no, I'm not picky about any of that.
So whatever is going to be like the cheapest option for you. Okay.
Yes.
So that's going to be probably like a standard resort view. How many days are you looking to travel?
So if we do like Hawaii or somewhere like that, I would prefer to do at least 4 nights. Okay. We are looking into Lake Tahoe as well.
Oh, I love Tahoe. Okay.
I've never been.
Okay, so I actually have a lot of personal experience with Tahoe. I used to go there every summer and almost every winter as a family. I love Tahoe.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to go for years. We just never have the time or the chance or anything like that. So so I would love to do that. I don't know how the weather would be.
It is going to be a little crispy. It's still, kind of snowing up there a lot too. So, it's going to be colder. I typically recommend, if you're going to want to do something that's more of like a beachy kind of vibe, you definitely want to go there probably July or August.
Okay.
Because that's going to be their best time to go out there and do like all the hiking, the trails with the horses. You can do kayaking out there. I mean, there's so much stuff, especially with kids, to do out there. So I would definitely, and you can go into the lake like right in there during that time. Right now, it's probably going to be really cold for them to get in there. So that would be something that I contemplate. Somewhere like, Puerto Rico. Sorry. No, I have a little Frenchie too. Don't worry about it. I'm like praying she doesn't bark while I'm on the phone with me, but Hawaii is obviously it's going to be a lot warmer, and somewhere like Puerto Rico.
I'd like to do maybe like tropical and not so far. So like I know like like I mentioned, the Maldives, like it's like such a long flight.
It is, and that's usually what gets people on pricing is the flight.
The flight,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, I think Hawaii is like the perfect distance.
And you want that specific island?
I would prefer that island.
That's not a problem. Absolutely.
Um,
Now, do you guys want to do any excursions while you're out there, or you want to like just relax and be on the beach kind of deal?
Yeah, probably no excursions, just because I know the island pretty well, so I'm able to
that's right,
navigate through.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, nothing like that.
Perfect.
You know, if the Princeville isn't, I don't know if Hawaii has any type of like all-inclusive.
No,
deals.
Hawaii in general, they don't. Yeah, a lot of them, you know, some of them do include breakfast plans, but typically when I price out a room with breakfast included, it actually ends up being more expensive for my clients versus them just paying, you know, a la carte for breakfast when they get down there.
Okay.
But I can definitely, you know, I may be able to find something that has like some resort credits to help you out with that. And let me make sure. Oh, you know, let's talk about flights a little bit. So definitely traveling out to Kauai, it's going to be probably cheaper flying out of San Diego. But I know with littles, you know, I'm a single mom too, so my daughter is very difficult to travel with. So what are your preferences as far as, would you rather leave in the morning, nonstop? Do you want to lay over? How do you guys like to do that?
I would prefer a nonstop, but like I said, I'm so thrifty. So
yeah,
if we can do one stop that's maybe like an hour to just get us from one gate to the other gate, I'm perfectly fine with. But I don't want a layover that's like
5 hours.
4 hours. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I would like, I prefer morning, but not too early. So maybe if it's San Diego, so maybe like 10 to noon at the latest, and then that would get us there by, you know, I think the time change is a little off.
Yeah, it's like a 6-hour flight, give or take. So you get there. And
I think they're 3 hours.
They're 3 hours behind. So if we get so you get their time about 3 to 4, depending on the flight, if we have a connecting or not. So you should be fine. I should be able to find out. That's not an issue. San Diego is really easy to fly out of when going to Hawaii. And so you're leaving soon. I would probably assume that you not needing travel insurance then, correct?
Yeah, no, I'm not really worried about that.
Okay. So with a lot of the islands in Hawaii, it's just going to be they're going to require you to have a negative COVID test no earlier than 72 hours prior to departing and getting on the plane.
Okay. So how do we go about doing that without having to pay $600 for these tests?
Yeah. So that is the issue. Now Hawaii, they're very specific on the places that you can get these rapid tests from. So what I can do, I can give you a list of places, especially since you're local to me. I actually can have some that may be a little bit cheaper, and of course it may depend on what kind of insurance you have. I think if you have Kaiser, they may have the test that Hawaii needs. But we can kind of get into that once we settle in the pricing for the trip. But I can definitely help you navigate that. Now, you don't need to do a negative test on the way back because it's domestic travel. So it's just going to be the requirement to get you in there.
And we all have to get it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So even my 5-year-old?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. It's the worst. I don't know if you've done a COVID test yet, but
no, I haven't.
I've done maybe 2 or 3 of them. They do the little swab up the nose. Some of them will let you do it on your own. So it might be easier for you, like, you know, especially with the 5-year-old. I know it sucks.
I'm just so weird about anything going up my nose.
Yeah, girl, so I hear you.
So that's why I'm so freaked out about it. Okay.
I hear you. It's not as bad because if they actually don't go that far up your nose. It's I don't know if that's TMI, but it's just enough to get like the wetness of your nose. To get enough to get a sample out of it. And it's actually really quick, over with, pretty easy. But pretty much anywhere you travel, domestic or international, you're going to need a COVID test, at least on the way over there. And if it's anywhere internationally, it's going to require you to get one on the way back as well.
Okay.
So if you're definitely wanting to do something that's least invasive as possible, you're going to want to do Hawaii. As far as, any other, or, if you want to just travel anywhere domestically within the States, you don't need to do a COVID test.
And then where else is like tropical that's not super far and doesn't require a passport?
Puerto Rico is pretty much going to be your only option, or, I would say Florida. If that's somewhere else that you want to go that's domestic. But that's pretty much going to be it as far as
with pricing out, like which one do you think is going to be like the most cost effective?
I think Hawaii, what's going to probably get you with Puerto Rico is going to be the flights. So that's probably where it's going to, yeah, but you know what? I don't mind giving you a price comparison and doing a quote for each location.
Okay.
And seeing, what's going to be best for you.
Okay.
Now I want to do okay, so
we want to go to Mexico so bad, but
you need the passport.
And it's going to cost us like $1,000 just for our passports, which is fine, but I'm like, that's a lot. And then I'm not going to receive them for a couple of months.
Yeah. So, are you guys getting them for the first time, or are they like, so it's going to take a long while. And if you're
and our friends actually got theirs, and they said that they got theirs within a couple weeks.
They probably paid for expedited, and I wonder if they renewed versus getting brand new ones.
They got brand new ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but I'm like,
don't take the chance if you're wanting to travel. Yeah, it's like Murphy's Law. You don't want to work against it.
Right. Seriously.
Okay, so why don't I know we're in the second to last week of March. Do you want me to look at dates like the last weekend going into April, since it's about a 4-day trip? That way, for sure, at least it's going to be on a weekend. I mean, I can play with pricing a little bit as far as airlines.
Okay.
But
I mean, even like Easter weekend.
Okay, so that's the third.
I don't know if that would be more expensive.
I can look and see if that will be. If not, would this next weekend, the 27th and 28th, be too soon?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
so let me price compare this Easter weekend to the next weekend after that, and see what's going to be more cost effective for you. And then let's see.
Even like if we did like the April 15th, like through like coming back the 19th, or we could even do like a middle of the week if that's
better for pricing. Yeah.
Or like a Sunday through whatever, or even like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday type deal, or something like that.
Okay, so pretty much something. Why don't we shoot for something that's in the first 2 weeks of April, depending on airline pricing? Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. And then 4 nights. Let me make sure I got everything else. I'm just taking my notes here. I'll do a price comparison between Puerto Rico and Hawaii. 2 adults, kids 5, 8, and 15. 1 room, maybe. I'll try to get the lowest rate as possible, as far as not having to get you guys in like a huge room or anything like that.
Okay. Is Puerto Rico nicer than Florida?
I think the hotels are a little bit nicer, because Florida, I mean, you're going to get like the average hotel that we can get out here. Whereas Puerto Rico they don't have all inclusives down there, but their resorts are definitely set up like you're in an actual resort versus a hotel. So they're going to have different restaurants in their resorts, different activities are going to be set up for, non-motorized and motorized water sports and stuff like that. So you're definitely going to get more of that resort vibe versus like a straight up hotel.
Okay.
So, typically they also have different pools and stuff like that as well.
Okay.
So
and they have them like right on the water?
Yes,
or...
ma'am. Yep.
Okay.
Right on the
Okay.
beach. Yeah.
Perfect.
So let me get to working on this. So
and how far is Puerto Rico, like flight wise?
I just looked it up honestly because I was helping out a friend. So it's gonna be harder to get non-stops out of LA or San Diego. You're probably looking at a good like 10-hour trip.
Oh my God. Is that with like a non or a
with the
layover?
layover, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. If it was a direct flight, how long would it be?
I want to say probably 8 hours.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. And I know with probably the little one, the 5-year-olds, it's always a hit or miss with them. So, I'll get you a price point for that just so you can kind of compare. But I'll definitely probably focus my efforts. It sounds like maybe Kauai is going to be better for you guys as far as what it is you're looking for and the flight.
I mean, even if you want to explore like maybe the Keys, like that would. I mean, I know we have friends over there. We've just never
gone.
So, yeah.
Okay. So why don't I go ahead and get started on this? And let me look at my schedule for later today. Are you open for today as far as going over some stuff later on in the afternoon? Yep, so definitely. I want to say I have either a 2 or 3 o'clock open.
We can do the 2 o'clock. That should be fine.
Okay. All right. So let me give you a call back at 2 and I can kind of go over with you some of the things that I found and we can just kind of take it from there.
Okay. And then one more question. What do you think I'm looking at as like my price point?
For 4 days with 5 people, I just quoted out actually a couple that wanted to stay 7 nights in Hawaii. And they were looking, I got them right at 3,000 for 7 days.
Wow.
And that was flights, transfers, and the hotel stay.
Wow. And that was for 7 nights?
That was for 7 nights, but that was for 2 people. I did do a family of 3 recently. I think she stayed 6 nights. Was Ariana 6? I'm pretty sure she was 6 nights. It was in Maui, and I got her. I think it was right around 3,000 as well.
Okay.
With the 5 kids, it's just.
Do you think that that's like because I'm like that's. I mean.
Is that what you kind of wanted to say?
Yeah, under that maybe or at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think let me look because that island. I think it's a little bit more economic. No, it depends. It depends on the hotel. So let me look. I know the cheapest island's probably gonna be Honolulu. But let me look at this island and see. And I'll definitely try to do my best to keep it under the 3. It's 4 nights, so it could very well be doable.
Okay.
But I'm not going to give you anything over that. So.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, Carissa, no problem. Thanks for giving me a call, and we'll talk in a little bit, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All righty, everybody. How did you guys like that? Hopefully you guys could hear me. Okay. Were you guys able to hear that? That was so cool. Yes, very in-depth. Okay. Yes. Okay, awesome. Yay, I'm so happy. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm going to go ahead and